Hello, welcome to Young Minds versus Physics. So, dear young minds, welcome to the world of physics. Okay, so in this video, we are going to discuss about product of vectors, which are very much useful in solving the concepts related to the vectors in future chapters. Right. In this, I'm going to go make a comparative study of dot product and cross product. See, dot product is defined as A bar dot B bar. Suppose if A bar and B bar are two vectors where their angular separation is theta, then A bar dot B bar is defined as AB cos theta. AB cos theta. So here if you see, A means modulus of A bar, which is the magnitude, a scalar quantity. B means modulus of B bar, which is magnitude, scalar quantity. Cos theta is a scalar quantity. So this is all like a number, right? So always dot product between the two vectors gives a scalar value. Therefore, it is also called as scalar product. It is also called as scalar product. And now the same if we do go with vector product, that is cross product, and it is defined as A bar cross B bar between the same vectors again. And this is A magnitude, B magnitude, sin theta. Till here, though it is scalar only. That means we got the magnitude of A bar cross B bar. And here an additional unit vector here is n cap. N stands for normal vector. Right? That is a vector which is perpendicular to both A bar and B bar, or rather we can say that it is the one which is perpendicular to the plane containing A bar and B bar. Suppose A bar and B bar in the plane of this paper. Right? So now A bar is going and making a cross product with B bar. This is the sense of it. That means if I stretch my fingers along A bar, right, and then as I try to go to B bar, so my thumb points outward, that is away from the paper, away from the plane of the paper, where that means this is how it stands. The unit vector stands like this to the plane of the paper. So whichever is there, so infinite lines you can draw on this plane, and all those are perpendicular to this n, or n is perpendicular to the plane containing A bar and B bar. Thus, how do we conclude? That means cross product is defined in such a way that the cross product between two vectors gives another vector which is perpendicular to both the vectors. Beautiful, is it not? So cross product is itself is defined like that. That it gives another vector which is perpendicular to both A bar and B bar. Okay, whose magnitude is AB sin theta, whose magnitude is AB sin theta. Here it is n cap is the one which is imparting direction to this vector. Which vector? This vector. Implies which vector? The vector which is a result of cross product between A bar and B bar. Right? So, this is how dot product and cross product are defined. So, dot product always gives a scalar, hence a scalar product. Cross product gives you a vector, therefore it is called vector product. Okay, done. Now suppose if we write the position vectors, A bar is this, B bar is this, right? Ax, Ay, Az with I, J, K, Bx, By, Bz with I, J, K. Okay, done. Now A bar dot B bar is equal to Ax, Bx plus Ay, By plus Az, Bz. How? Right. So now if when I do the product between this, then you are multiplying ax I cap into bx I cap. That means ax into bx, normal multiplication. Now it is the multiplication of two vectors here. I dot I, where I magnitude is 1, I magnitude is 1, 1 into 1, cos theta. What is theta? I making an angle with itself. 0, cos 0 is 1. So thus ax into bx multiplied by I dot I gives you 1. So you have ax bx. Now see this one. When you are multiplying this, you are multiplying ax I cap with by j cap also, distributive property. So ax by within brackets I dot j, because you are doing dot product here. I dot j. So I magnitude 1, j magnitude 1, 1 into 1. Right? Cos 90. Y is 90. So I, j. These two are along x and y axis. What is the angle between them? 90 degrees. So I magnitude 1, j magnitude 1, 1 into 1 into cos 90. Cos 90 is 0. So therefore this value disappears. Similarly, I dot k, because 90 degrees again. So this also disappears. So only ax bx exists. Similarly, ay with by exists and the remaining bx bz will disappear. So thus we are getting this one, ax bx plus ay by plus az bz. Okay, and now cross product is defined like this. Determinant of I, j, k, ax, ay, az, bx, by, bz. Right, how to understand this determinant form. See, if you are taking this one first, that means you are going to write the coefficient of I. Right, let me explain it here. If I am going to write the coefficient of I, right, of the resulting vector. So first take I cap. Now open the brackets. Now this one, so that is ay bz minus by az. Ay bz minus by az. This you will be learning in matrices, mathematics. Right. Now suppose if I want j cap, so I alternate this plus, minus, like that. So minus j cap. Now coefficient of j cap if I want. So you are going to take out this column and this row. Now we are left with ax bz minus bx az. Ax bz minus bx az. Now plus k cap. So now this is removed and this is left out. Ax by minus bx ay. So this is how you are getting a vector. Can you see that a bar cross b bar is resulting in another position vector? It is neither a bar nor b bar, but something like this. Okay, so this is how you are getting cross product. Whereas dot product, see, there is no vector component anywhere. There is no vector element at all here. So ax bx plus ay by plus az bz, it's totally scalar. And here you have I cap, j cap, k cap. These make this one a vector quantity. Okay, right. So now from the definition here, cos theta is equal to a bar dot b bar by ab. A bar dot b bar by ab. Okay, because it is a scalar quantity. Now if we want sin theta is equal to a bar cross b bar by ab. Now suppose if I am writing a bar cross b bar by ab. So you may say a bar cross b bar is a vector quantity. So therefore we are going to get a vector. How can vector be equated to scalar? So we are taking the magnitude of a bar cross b bar. What is the magnitude of a bar cross b bar? First find out a bar cross b bar like this. You got a position vector. Now find out the magnitude of this. This is a coefficient of I, this is a coefficient of j with minus sign, this is a coefficient of k with k. Now this square plus square of this plus square of this gives you the magnitude. That's the difference. See, you have not put a modulus here. This is just a bar dot b bar because it's a scalar value. But here this is a vector, hence you are taking the magnitude of this vector. A bar cross b bar by mod of a bar dot into mod of b bar, that is a into b. Right. Now, so therefore, whenever two vectors are given to us, my dear young minds, remember this. Make a note, very important note inside your brain. Right. When angle between two vectors is given, is asked. Right. So, which one is the best? Right. Using this is the best one. Right. Because this is a little bit time taking part. So hence you go by dot product whenever angle between two vectors is asked. So therefore cos theta is equal to a bar dot b bar by ab. Whereas of course using cross product also you can find out. But see, you have to first find out the determinant. Then you have to find the magnitude of this. Then again ab. Right. So it's a little bit lengthy process. And this is the easiest one when compared. Like this is easy when compared to this. Okay, what is A? Magnitude of A bar, that is root of ax square plus ay square plus az square. What is B? Magnitude of B bar, bx square plus by square plus bz square. This all we already did. Okay, so come on, pause for a minute and then make a note. Children and also dear viewers, just I would like to mention something here. Please do subscribe to the channel. As the subscriptions increase, when we reach 2000 subscribers, we will have a facility from YouTube to go online live, to go live on YouTube. Right? So please do subscribe to the channel so that we can have live sessions for the most important questions which are covered in the previous examinations, all sort of examinations. Right? So we can have live session on each and every topic, like covering all the previous examinations and the examples related to such models. So please do subscribe the channel quickly. It's not going to disturb you, rather it's going to help you a lot to crack the so-called tough examinations. And so now let us see the laws. Means it's a product, whether it is satisfying the laws or not. The basic laws of mathematics, commutativity, associativity, distributive property and all that, right? So now here when it is a bar dot b bar, that is equal to b bar dot a bar. But when it comes to cross product, commutativity doesn't obey. Let's see both ways. One is based on trigonometric values and the other one using the common sense, because young minds have more common sense. Right. So therefore here a bar cross b bar. Now let us define a bar cross b bar. See, this is my a bar. So as I am trying to whirl the fingers around like this towards B, my thumb is pointing away from the book whenever it is a bar cross b bar. So this is called the right hand thumb rule to understand the direction of the resulting vector of the cross product. Now if I say it is b bar cross a bar, so I should start my fingers here. So let me whirl the fingers like this. So therefore where is my thumb showing? My thumb is into the paper. It is into. So usually we express that as dot and into, right? So therefore here the vector is like this, downward into the plane of the paper. Here the unit vector is vertically upward away from the plane of the paper. So that means here you have of course a vector whose magnitude is same in these two cases, but see, directions are absolutely opposite. Directions are absolutely opposite. Thus you will get a negative vector. Each one is a negative of the other one. So a bar cross b bar is the negative vector of b bar cross a bar, or b bar cross a bar is a negative vector of a bar cross b bar. Thus there comes a minus sign here in between. So this is with the common sense and what physics says clearly, right? Now coming to the other way round. So when you say that this is a positive angle, now when you come about like this as the angle, it is sine of minus theta. Sine of minus theta, that is minus sine theta. So therefore here A bar cross B bar is AB sine theta. B bar cross A bar is minus AB sine theta. So thus you will be getting minus sign here. Okay, right. So in both the ways you can explain this one. So, but you can see that the magnitudes are equal. Of course, that is already covered. Right. So this is about commutativity in case of dot product and cross product. Cross product does not obey commutativity and dot product obeys it. And when it comes to distributive property, both, of course, A bar dot B bar plus C bar is A bar dot B bar plus A bar dot C bar. A bar cross B bar plus C bar is A bar cross B bar plus A bar cross C bar. See, suppose if you say, you may ask me, like suppose if it is 5 plus some x, how can we do, ma'am? Yes, there is no need of dot or cross here because you are multiplying just a scalar with a vector. A scalar can always be multiplied by a vector without minding about any sort of the rules. It is normal multiplication. It is normal multiplication. But when a vector is multiplied with another vector, then comes the rules. How are you multiplying? Whether through dot product or through cross product. And why do we get this? Because there are certain physical quantities where upon two vectors being multiplied, we are getting the other physical quantity which is a scalar. And there are also physical quantities which we obtain by cross multiplying. That means by multiplying two vectors, of course, which is a vector again. That means the derived physical quantities, whichever you are extracting using other physical quantities. So few are scalars using vectors, few are vectors using vectors. So definitely the product should be different. So in the first case, when you are getting the product as a scalar, you need another one method. And when you are getting the product as vector, that means depending on the physical quantities, we need to define two different kinds of multiplication in case of vectors. So you have to remember this one, dear young minds, that if you multiply a scalar to a vector, no issue at all. Direct multiplication, right? Right. Now, if theta is 90 degrees, that means when two vectors are perpendicular to each other, dot product is 0. So, when two vectors are perpendicular to each other, right? Cross product gives you another vector. Why? Because here cos 90 is 0, but sin 90 is equal to 1. Where the magnitude of this vector is the magnitude of the cross product of A bar cross B bar. Or rather we can say that to be AB sin theta. And now if it is B bar cross A bar, it is minus C bar, right? So this one you have to remember always because commutativity doesn't hold good in case of vector product. Now when two vectors are parallel to each other. So parallel to each other, theta is 0, substitute theta, cos 0 is 1. So A bar dot A bar is A square. But whereas in case of cross product, A bar cross A bar is, you should not say it as 0, but it is null vector. It is null vector because the magnitude is 0, right? Where of course you cannot show the direction of this one, but it is by symmetry, it is a vector quantity because always the cross product yields a vector. So this is a null vector because sin 0 is 0. So these two are very, very important conditions. Now applying those to the unit vectors, right? I dot I. So I and I along the same direction, theta is 0, cos 0 is 1. So you will get maximum value. I dot I, j dot j, k dot k, you are getting 1. Now I dot j, already we discussed, I is along x axis, j is along y axis, angle is 90 degrees, that means mutually perpendicular. Cos 90 is 0, thus this is 0. We are not writing as j dot I because this is a scalar quantity, it is also yielding 0. Also of course dot product obeys commutativity, so no issue. So the same case when you are applying it in case of unit vectors, in case of cross product, I cross I, never write it as 0, it is bold 0, because sign 0 is 0, right? Similarly, j cross j, k cross k. Now I cross j, I is along x axis, j along y axis, angle is 90 degrees, sine 90 is 1. So what are you going to get? How did we define cross product? We defined cross product saying that product of two vectors gives another vector which is perpendicular to both. So therefore, now here if you are talking about along x and along y, I want something which is perpendicular to both. It is none other than z. It is none other than z. So this is I, this is j, and then this is k. So I cross j is k. Now j cross I, commutativity doesn't hold good. You will get minus k here. Similarly, j cross k, when j and k are involving in the cross product, we should get the resultant as another vector which is perpendicular to both. It is I. Beautiful, right? J cross k is equal to I. Similarly, k cross I is equal to j, right? So now here you can see that the other way around. So j cross I is minus k cross j is minus I, and I cross k is minus j. So I order I, j, j, k, I positive values, right? So when you move like this, I, j, j, k, I all positive values. And if in reverse order if you are going, then it is negative, right? So then when it comes to like just casually, you can go with theta is acute, then a bar dot b bar is positive, theta is right, a bar dot b bar is 0. So these are all the things that everybody can do that. So chalo, come on, pause for a moment and then note it down. And dear all viewers, if you have any doubt, or if you need, if you have any requirement of any particular topic, very like immediate requirement of any topic, you can just mention that in your comment section, which is just given down the video, in the YouTube, and I will respond to your comments, so that accordingly I can plan and give you a video on your requirements. So here we go with now, like where and how this dot product and cross product can be used, like in which manner. That means you know the concept. Now we are bringing out some tools from the concept, right? So it is something like, suppose a bar, b bar are two given vectors, and this is a b bar, right? Now component of b bar along a bar, suppose if I ask, right? So where this one you have seen in components, right? See, this is the vertical component and this is the horizontal component of b bar, isn't it? So what is the component of b bar along a bar? It is b cos theta, right? Absolutely. This is what we have already in our pockets. So just tap on your pocket, you can see a tool, right? That is b cos theta, right? So that b cos theta can be determined from a bar dot b bar by a. Why? Because a bar dot b bar is equal to a b cos theta. This is one way where you can use the dot product and then can find out the component also. Beautiful, right? So this is one tool. Right. Now similarly, suppose if I make this as the given one, right, the component of a bar in along this one, and what would be the other component, because both the components are always perpendicular to each other, right? Where the other component of a bar will be in this, like, so that means if I resolve a bar, one component will be here, one component will be here. So the component of a bar along b bar, see, because this is adjacent side, theta is here, Hence, it will be a cos theta here, a sin theta here, is it not? So, now component of a bar along B is a cos theta, which is of course a bar dot b bar by b, because a bar dot b bar is ab cos theta. Fine? Beautiful. So, in this manner, we can easily determine the components using dot product. Okay, right. So, now always remember one thing, right? To the viewers who are like outside India, half the questions will be asked depending on the question that you can answer. But here in the papers, like in the examinations within India, whenever it is mentioned only a component, it means it's a scalar. So they may or may not specify it as a scalar component, but if they write it as just a component, it means a scalar component. Suppose if they specify it as a vector component, what are we going to do? Right, so that means here always components of the vector we take like as scalars. Like if we want vector component, we need to impart direction to the scalars, right? That you know very well. We have a scalar here. In which direction? In direction of a bar. How are we going to impart the direction to this one? Just multiply with the unit vector along a bar. That is what we are writing here. The vector component in this particular case is b cos theta into a cap. What is b cos theta? A bar dot b bar by a into a cap. Similarly, vector component along b bar, that is a bar dot b bar by b into b cap, because you are imparting direction to this magnitude, and thus the whole thing will become a vector quantity here. So when it is specified as a vector component, please do try to give direction to it. Okay, so now the other way round. So suppose if you are asked to find out the unit vector perpendicular to both a bar and b bar, it is a bar cross b bar by modulus of a bar cross b bar, because a bar cross b bar is equal to, right, ab into n cap. Okay, so therefore, or rather what you can say is that, so if you say that the one which is perpendicular to both a bar and b bar is a bar cross b bar, is not, this is a vector now. Now if I say it as r bar, now what is the r cap? R cap is equal to r bar by modulus of r bar. That is what I am writing here. A bar cross b bar by modulus of a bar cross b bar. So what is the concept that you have to remember? A unit vector which is perpendicular to both the vectors. That means when two vectors are given to you, and you are asked to find out an unit vector which is perpendicular to both, directly what you have to do is you find the cross product between those two, divided by magnitude of the cross product. That gives you the n cap. Now if at all any magnitude, means a vector of some magnitude other than unit is asked, so take the magnitude, multiply that with the unit vector, that gives you the vector which is perpendicular to both a bar and b bar with a magnitude of c. Beautiful, is it not? Right? So the same concept we are just converting into like tidbits and small tools, right? This definitely will equip you with more techniques. Right, now the next one is, if a bar and b bar are perpendicular, you know a bar dot b bar is 0. So you can say directly ax bx plus ay by plus az bz is equal to 0. And if a bar and b bar are parallel, then you know that a bar is equal to k times of b bar. This is normal mathematics. Right, so a bar is equal to k b bar, or ax by bx is equal to ay by by is equal to az by bz. And if they are anti-parallel, this is going to be minus k. Okay, so beautiful. So pause and then make a note. Now here are the examples. Few examples where we use this concept of scalar product and vector product. Here are the examples of scalar product. Work done is equal to force into displacement. Right, force is a vector, displacement is a vector, but work is a scalar. So we need something, a multiplication where you can get scalar here. Hence we are using dot product. So power is equal to force dot V bar. So magnetic flux is magnetic induction multiplied by area. So that multiplication here, magnetic induction is a vector, area is a vector, multiplication is dot product because flux is a scalar quantity. Like this. So here all these are scalars, but where we are extracting these scalars using the vector quantities, thus the product should be dot product. Okay, right. So now let us see it here. So here torque, angular momentum, and then next torque in case of magnetic field, like then this is velocity vector, in rotatory motion linear velocity, and then next force on a moving charge, a charge which is allowed to move in a uniform magnetic field, right? So for all these are all vectors, and we are extracting these vectors using other vectors. So we need a product which can give the result as a vector quantity, and that product is a cross product. Okay, so this is all under product of vectors, and in the next video we can see the applications of this. See you. Have a good day.